Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin and today I have my deck of cards, so that means that we are on to the next update for deck of panning. Before I get into my spiel about this project, I do want to thank each and every one of you. I just hit 1,500 subscribers, and so thank you to each and every one of you that comes back to my channel, watches my videos, drops a comment, likes these videos. You guys are superstars, and I really do appreciate each and every one of you. But let's get into the project. So this project was created and continues to be hosted by Emily and Max. I always have her link down in the description box, along with her intro video that explains everything and also the game board that we pull off of. So as you can tell, maybe by the name and the fact that I held up a deck of cards, Deck of Panning is based off a deck of cards and a game board that Emily does shuffle the numbered card prompts every month. I grabbed the screenshots of the board for this month, but I have not really looked at it, but I did my screenshots to do my graphics. If you're new here, I'm also a really big nerd with makeup, so I always have my spreadsheets, my graphics, my weights, my differences always popping up on the screen, just so you guys can see how I am using these products. But I am very happy that Emily decided to continue this project. I really do love it. This year, I ended up getting a beautiful set of Star Wars playing cards for Christmas, so I have loved using these and pulling these out. I always like to show you guys where in the deck the Joker was, and in this deck my Joker is BB-8 and he was smack dab in the middle. So let me go ahead and put these down and we will go over my rollouts, my progress, everything like that. But let's go ahead and go into our rollouts. For this update, I do have 3 official rollouts and 1 honorary rollout. So that means that I will be drawing in 4 more cards. Whew, learn how to count, Erin. And I don't know if I know I had been pulling in extra cards along the way, but I feel comfortable drawing in 4 more cards, even though I'm pretty sure I drew an extra card for one of these items last time, but I am totally okay with bringing in 4 cards today. That is my favorite part of this project, is pulling new cards and bringing in new prompts. So let's go ahead and let's look at my rollout. So I think this is the one that I pulled in an extra card last time because it was so close, but this is my Gerard Cosmetics Slay All Day setting spray in coconut. We were down there, so it didn't take me long to finish this one up. This was pulled in for a 10 of clubs, which was multi-purpose, and so I was able to finish this one up. This was actually in my February buys and buys, which, shameless plug, I'll link that up above, and that is basically my empties and my haul for the month. That goes up on the 14th of each month, but I did cover this as one of my empties for that month. Okay, let's go to our next one. This is my Franken cream blushes that I put into this e.l.f. like duo compact, and I had pulled in the King of Hearts, which was hit a pan, and my goal was to hit pan, and ooh, this compact is dirty. My goal was to hit pan on both of these shades, and it was quite easy. These pans are very shallow, and I actually filmed the intro and outro to my vanity tour with this same makeup look, which, bless me, I will get to this makeup look when I get to the palette, but I was just playing with makeup today. I kind of like the way it turned out, but maybe not the color story that I'm always going for. But I had created another cream blush, and so I have 2 larger pans of cream blush in my collection right now. That one is more brown and one is more pinky red. And I think what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to scrape everything out of this, roll it into those big pans, so that if for whatever reason I roll my cream products into another project, I am working on my bigger pans that I can focus on and try to get my Franken blushes used up. But I did hit the goal on this one to hit pan on both of these shades. I love my Franken cream blushes. I know a lot of you guys do ask questions about how I make my Franken products. I do have a short on doing my Franken cream blushes. I will link that down below. I have like maybe 5 shorts on my channel, so it's not hard to find, but maybe I will film another video of getting all of this pulled out and melted into my other cream blushes, just to have an updated version of what I do, and maybe a little bit more of a long format versus only the 60 seconds that you're allowed on shorts. But I will be, if you're interested in me doing a, not my full length last repressing video was like an hour where I repressed all my highlighters. It does not need to be that long, maybe a 10-15 minute video of me repressing these ones and kind of going over in detail. If you guys would be interested, let me know down below so that I know to put the time and effort into that video. And I don't say that like I'm not enjoying my time on YouTube. It's just I also have a full-time job. I have 4 dogs and a household to run. So if there's no interest in me filming a cream blush repressing video, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to put the time into it. So let me roll into, what is my next one? Oh, this one here was for the 5 of diamonds, which was change suit. And I ended up changing it to the suit of primer. And so this is my NYX glitter primer. Let me unfold it, because once I know that the air bubble is out of these, I fold them down so the air can't get back in there. But this thing is completely done. Like, it is squeezed out. I didn't want to cut it open because it's such a small tube, and I already repurchased another one, but I had squeezed everything that I could out of that and put it into an empty jar, and you'll see that in my vanity tour. And I went ahead and all of that is gone out of my reused Anastasia Dip Brow jar. So that is an eye primer done and empty for the year. Very excited about that one, but that's going to go back into my empties bin, and you guys will see that in my empties for March, which is super exciting. Do I want to cover it in this video? I might as well. I'll touch on it again in my empties video because I know not everybody watches all of my videos, but this was also in my 24 and 2024. I went back and calculated. I opened this on August 1st of 2022. I opened this to brand spanking new, and I just used it up in March. I had 443 total uses on this product. So if you guys get one of these, know that it'll last you pretty much a lifetime. So I am happy to have another eye primer, and I already repurchased a replacement to this one, so I'll be cracking that open. If you guys are wondering about a glitter primer, I do have oily eyelids, and so I use a glitter primer to kind of stick down my shimmers on my eyelids. Otherwise, my oils just eat everything and cause a lot of creasing. So that helps with my creasing on my eyeshadows. So those are our 3 official rollouts. So the honorary rollout that I'm going to do is the prompt for 3 of diamonds, and that was gifted, and that is my Too Faced Italian Spritz palette. So I had a goal of no pan left behind on this palette, and this is the look that I have on today, and I'll kind of show you guys. I have this blue, this purple, this brown, and I think I dipped into a few other things. I dipped into my Pan That palette to help with this look. I dipped into so many things, but I only have this orange and this black to use. Those are my only 2 shades that I have not used, and I am filming this video a day earlier than I usually do. I usually film this video on the 18th, and it is today the 17th, and that's because I volunteered to work tomorrow. I usually have Mondays off because I work 10-hour days, so I work Tuesday through Friday typically, but I volunteered to work tomorrow for a special event, and so I don't know if I'm going to wear orange and black to the special event, but I will end up wearing those 2 eyeshadow shades prior to the 20th, and so I'm rolling this out as a goal met. Because I just have those 2 shades to use. So this is our honorary rollout, just because I want to pull more cards, and only having 2 shades to use, that's 1 more day of makeup, and so I don't want to hold on to a product if I only have one more day of makeup to be able to hit that goal. So those are going to be our 4 roll-ins. Let's look at our progress items. And I have my little journal here that I'm keeping all of my tallies and all of my marks in. Help if I actually showed you the front of it, because it's really cute. It has like dandelions on it. So let me look at, we had, this palette is going to be the death of me, but I did have some good reasoning on not using it a whole lot, and that is my Bridgerton blush palette. So I ended up repressing this. This was one of the palettes that I did my highlighter repressing, and I did create this new blush shade down here whenever I did my full repressing. So I rolled this in for an 8 of spades, which was pop culture, of course, Bridgerton. When is the new season coming out? I think the only reason that I'm continuing to pay for Netflix is so that I can see the new season. Like, that's the only show that I'm going to watch on Netflix. But this is, I did have a goal to use this 10 times, and it was I could reach into any of the blush shades 10 times. And I can honestly say I've only reached for this 1 time per month. The time that I reached for it in March was today. I took my blush brush and I ran it between all of them, and that is the blush that I have on my cheeks today. I'm not reaching for this. That is very telling to me. Maybe it's because it's in its own separate palette and I don't typically reach for face palettes. I'm considering doing some rearranging that would mean I would deconstruct this palette, which kind of hurts my heart a little bit just because the packaging is so pretty. But ultimately I need to be able to use the products inside. So I have to decide what I want to do with this palette, but I need to keep it in for my 10 uses. So 7 more uses on this. I hate that this is being so long and drawn out, but I need to get my use on it. So we're at 3, we need to get to 10, we need 7 more uses on that. The next item that I rolled in the very beginning is my Benefit blush in Dallas, and I'm not showing it yet because good Lord, this thing's gonna get used up soon. But I did roll this in for a 4 of hearts, which was cities, and of course Dallas is a city in Texas. And look at this thing. Look at how much freaking pan is on that. God, this is in my 24 and 2024. This thing is going to be gone. But my goal was to use it 25 times, and I've used it 14. So I need, what, 11 more uses on this, and I almost feel like 11 more uses is going to be this thing being completely gone. So that's kind of exciting. Would I be able to completely finish a blush in this project? Depending on whenever I get to my 25 uses, if I'm so close to using it up, I might just say I'm going to keep it in and my new goal is to finish this. But if I could have this blush finished in the next 2 months, that would be amazing. So great use on this. Still love this shade. I do have a dupe of this shade because Benefit does not make this shade anymore. I do have a dupe of this from Essence that I will be very happy to have the same rosy brown tone blush going in my collection. But whew, another blush empty for the year will feel amazing. And then the last one that I have progress on is I rolled in the Queen of Diamonds, which was Pick Your Space, and then I did Gemstone. So I have a beautiful green gemstone in a ring that my husband got me a couple years for Christmas. It is like the Disney Star Wars fine jewelry collection, and it was the Yoda ring. So it has that beautiful green. So I did roll in all of my green eyeliners, and I have a dog hair right there. I can feel it. And one of them is sleeping so hard. So if you hear dogs snoring in the background, it is our old boy over there snoozing. But I did have a goal of using each one of these 3 times, and I've met my goal on all but 2. So I met my goal on my shadow stick from ColourPop, and this is in So Celestial. I met my goal on the ColourPop, what is this called? Cream Gel Liner in Wildcat. I met my goal on the Urban Decay eyeliner in Stash. And then I also, just today, I used this one on my look. This is the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner, and this is in Wild Idea. This is one of their duochrome ones. I do have this on my lower lash line and a little bit on the outside also. And so I was able to hit my third use on this one. So the only two that I have left is Overdrive and Chartreuse. So Overdrive is from Urban Decay, Chartreuse is from NYX. So I've used Overdrive once, which again was in this look. I do have it on my tight line today, and I've not used Chartreuse at all. And I think the issue is that the palettes that are in my No Pan Left Behind right now don't really call for a whole lot of green, but like I said, 2 more uses on this one, 3 more uses on this one. I'm going to leave this prompt in because I am a little bit far out from being able to hit this goal. This is not like 1 more use and I'm done. This will take a couple, maybe 3 or 4 different days of doing makeup to go ahead and hit this goal, so that one is staying in. So with getting caught up on all of my rollouts and prompts, we are going to draw 4 cards. So while I'm shuffling, I'm going to go ahead and finally bring up the game board and see what we're working with. So the first graphic that is going to pop up is going to be the face cards and the aces. Those ones never change. Those stay the same. And I'm going to shuffle on my lap so it's not so loud. And also, of course, there's the Joker, which in my deck is BB8, and that is the Are You Joking? So that is a card that a lot of us don't want to get. But the number cards did shift around. And so what do we have? Multipurpose again, favorite color, bronzer, gemstone is on there again. Color, which I would have to look up to see. Maybe that's like a random color generator. Spotlight a Panner, concealer, splurge, indie, matches eye color. So there's a lot of fragrance, which I have loved having my fragrances rolled into my Project 10 uses, which again, shameless plug, I'll link up above, but I have loved having my perfumes. And maybe later today, so I need to go out and do like the Walmart and the grocery shopping today. I'll probably end up going out with this look just to go, I guess, be out on the town with this look. But I was thinking about stopping into Ulta and smelling the new Tiger Lily perfume from Viktor and Rolf, which I love most of their scents. So I really want to smell that one. I also really love the Burberry Goddess perfume, but I can't seem to find it in a travel size. And I do not want to spend Burberry prices on another perfume. But let's go ahead, and I always cut the deck on camera just so you guys can see, and we pull from the top. So card number 1 is our Jack of Clubs, which is Kylo Ren. Let me go ahead and look at that. I had that one last time. Jack of Clubs. No, have I had him yet? It's a powder product. Okay, so I get to pull out a powder product. Maybe that would be another blush. We shall see. All right, so a powder product. Card number 2 is going to be the 4 of Spades, which let me go back over to that one. 4 of Spades is glittery. Okay, I'm not mad at glittery. Let's pull another card off the top. So it is the 5 of Hearts, which is brand you own the most from. That's probably Natasha Denona. We can work with that. And card number 4 is the 3 of, let's see, is my camera going to focus? There we go. 3 of Diamonds, which is metallic. All right. Looks like the cards want me to work on eyeshadows. All right. So, Mr. Kylo Ren, we have a powder product. We have a glittery product. We have a metallic product. And then we have a brand I own the most from. All right, let's see what I can do with that. All right, so I almost went all eyeshadows, but I was like, calm down, you have a project just for eyeshadows. So do have a lot of eyeshadows in here, but I wanted to pull another thing in as well. So let's go ahead and I'll go, I forgot the order that I picked everything in. So we have the 5 of Hearts, which is brand you own the most from, which that would be Natasha Denona. So I did pull one of her mini palettes, and this is the Mini Retro, and this is absolutely gorgeous. I love these shades, and I wanted to pull a mini palette just because, again, I'm doing a No Pan Left Behind project, which goes up on the 25th with my Project 10 uses, and so I was like, let me just do a mini, let me get all of these shades. So this is a No Pan Left Behind, so that will mean I'll be able to roll this out next update, which I am all about because I love pulling cards. So my next one was the Four of Spades, which was glittery, and I did pick a Super Shock. So this is the one that I ended up kind of like repressing. I crumbled it all up. I added a few drops of vitamin E oil to it, and then I repressed it. And so I do want to get more use out of this one, and especially because like it reconstituted and pressed beautifully. So that, let me see if I can, like, it just has a new life to it. This is one of their glitter formulas, and let me grab my washcloth so I can wipe my finger off. This is one of their glitter formulas, and so I did want to use this one for the prompt glittery, and my goal will be to use this 5 times in eyeshadow looks. Let's do my other eyeshadow product, and so that was for the Jack of Clubs, which is a powder product, and I couldn't really break the gang up. I felt like this was a no-brainer, and so we're gonna put Kylo Ren with his grandfather. You know, we gotta keep them together. He's got to finish what his grandfather started. So this is the Darth Vader palette, which is actually called the Sith Seduction from Pat McGrath. It is just a little 5-pan with some darker shades in it. So my goal will be to use this No Pan Left Behind style. These are technically powder products, even though they are super creamy. Do I have room to do more swatches? Let me see. Let me swatch that dark blue, because it just is beautiful. I mean, these are very, like, they are metallic, creamy shades, but technically a powder product. Let me actually, I'm gonna move my cardigan, but let me see if I can show you guys. I mean, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right, so these are my powder products. Let me put my cardigan back over my swatches so I don't get it on the white shirt that's underneath. But my goal for my little Sith buddies over here is going to be a No Pan Left Behind. That leaves our last one, which was the Three of Diamonds, which is metallic. And I decided I could have pulled another eyeshadow, of course. All these things that I'm pulling are metallic, but I wanted to, after I did my repressing of all of my highlighters, this was the only highlighter that I said, I'm not touching it, I'm leaving this one all on its own. I'm not repressing, I'm not mixing this one. And this is my Becca Mini in Moonstone. Now, I did have this in a prompt. I think on the camera you guys can see there's a dip in it. So I did have this in a prompt last year for 30 uses, which got me a really nice dip on it. I almost wanted to be ambitious and say I wanted to hit pan, but again, I'm trying to focus on my other highlighting palette that I ended up creating in my other repressing video. So I think I'm going to set my goal as like 25 uses on this, because that won't take too much attention away from my other highlighting palette. And really, if I use this as just the inner corner, that is a use, even if I'm using my other highlighting palette as like my cheek highlight, which I have. Oh, I love that highlighter palette that I created. It is absolutely stunning. I mean, look at that glow. I'm like mesmerized in my little viewfinder. But I do want to have 25 uses on this and hopefully expand that dip a little bit. And if I hit pan, great. I don't know how deep the pans are on these minis because I've only ever panned. Did I pan? No. Like Becca had a couple different sizes. She had this one, then there was a slightly smaller one that I panned in opal before, and then she had the mini minis that came as like free gifts, and those were, I panned that one in champagne pop. So I've never hit pan on this size of the Becca highlighters before, but that is my goal, to use it 25 times and see how much I can make that dip go down, down, down. So those are my 4 items. I have 3 eyeshadow products, plus I have to use those 2 other shades in my Italian Spritz palette to roll that one out. And then let me actually grab my other basket and I can go through the items. All right, so 11 more uses on Dallas, which if that gets us to an empty pan, that'll be fantastic. 7 more uses on my Bridgerton palette. I need 2 more uses on Overdrive and 3 uses on Chartreuse, which actually, like, I kind of want to play with Chartreuse and these like darker shades in the Sith Seduction palette. Like, I just feel like that would be so cool to kind of pair these together. So I have no pan left behind on the Sith Seduction. I have 5 uses on my Super Shock, 20 uses on my Becca highlighter, and then no pan left behind on my Natasha Denona Mini Retro. I think that is everything that we have. So that is super exciting. I was feeling a little bit fatigued with my makeup and panning just because we've had so many like projects going on around the house that on the weekends I'm not wearing makeup as much as I used to. So I felt like I was falling behind and I was beating myself up and I was in my own head about it. But the drama of wanting to pan your items. But I feel invigorated, I feel refreshed with these pulls, and that is why I love this project so much, because you never know what prompts you're going to get. So let me know down below, what cards did you pull? What items did you roll out? What items did you pick? What are you excited about? Drop me your info down below. If you filmed your own video, also let me know down below that you filmed your update so I can go check it out on the 20th. I love this community and I love this project so, so much. Again, thank you to all of you for helping me reach 1,500 subscribers. That is absolutely amazing, and I thank each and every one of you for that. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get my pictures taken, I'm gonna get my weights done, my spreadsheets updated, my graphics done. So much to do behind the scenes, but I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope that you guys are having a beautiful day, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye.